Hey guys, what's going on? We're here today at Lernerville Speedway doing some 358 modified racing here. So it's going to be a good one today. So we're rolling out right here, right now for our feature event here. I did do qualifying and didn't do so well, as you can see. We had a total of, I believe, 8 or 9 cars out on the track right now, and I'm starting 7th. So kind of dug myself into a little bit of a hole here in qualifying and got to make it up with starting a little bit behind and got to make it up to get to the front. So that's the game plan anyways going into this race, and should be a good one. So as you can see, pretty deep in the field like I just mentioned, and really the game plan is just try to find some lines where my car might work a little bit better than others, try to avoid some of the lines that they're taking to hopefully get around them. And yeah, that's kind of the game plan going into this, and we'll see how it all works. But so anyways, I'm aboard my car right now here in the 21K, and should be a pretty good race here. So without further ado, we'll get it going. So as you can see, pace car is off and we go green. A little bit early jump, and things are a little bit chaotic off the start, but we're making it work. And yeah, so here we go. So I go ahead and I try to go down low here, and working out pretty well. And basically I jumped from 7th to 4th here pretty fast off the start here. So we'll take that, and we're just going to roll with the flow here for a minute and see what's going on. As you can see right in the back mirror there, we had some chaos going on back there, which gave me some breathing room to hold on to 4th here. And we'll have a little bit of a battle here with this number 6 here for a quick sec. And I'll let you guys watch it, and then I'll tune back here in just a second. Yeah, so as you can see, that 6 car did end up passing me. We had the 43 car also come along side of me, and as you can kind of tell already, the top side definitely seems to be one of the faster lines here today. But as I mentioned during our caution laps here, I'm trying to find lines that are a little bit different than the rest to see if I can't make up some time on it. And I can also tell you just from personal experience racing at this track on iRacing and all this stuff, a lot of the times the faster line is up top, but dealing with the people that you do deal with, consistency is a major issue when it comes to this track. You can run on the top side and be really fast, but I've noticed that you just blow the turns right on out. A lot of these guys do. They can't stay consistent for a full 30 laps. So with that being said, I always try to go down low and stay down there and just keep consistency down there, and it seems to be working out in my favor a lot of the times that I do that. So even though the faster line is up top as of right now, I do try to stay down low just to stay consistent and see what happens down later in the road. So just trying to keep my car safe for right now, with it being the opening laps, and just trying to keep the car in a secure place right now, being in 4th, just to kind of see what's going on and just not really destroy my car. So as you can see right there, we did get into a little bit of a contact there. I went up high, and there's a guy that hit me in the back there, and got a little sideways, but managed to save it. So that's always good. And then we got another car coming along here. So this car right here, actually, if you want to pay close attention to that, actually when it comes to later in the race, we put on a pretty good battle, and it's pretty interesting. So this is number 5 car behind me right now. Watch this battle, and also keep in mind just this car and the number, because later down in the road, when the race starts to get towards the closing laps, we put on a pretty good battle, and some interesting things happen. Won't spoil it for you quite yet, but it's pretty interesting. So take a look at this little battle we got going on here for a couple of laps. As you can see, he is also running the top side, trying to make it work down low, holding him off here for a couple of seconds going into the turn here. And as you can see, he's going to come and pass me here, and I'm going to try to get it back down low here for going into 1 and 2 and see what we can do here. And as you can see, looks like we got him pretty side by side going into turn 3 and 4 here. So it looked like we gained just a little bit of time here, and we're going back up, and it looks like he's kind of got a little bit of advantage on us coming out of 4. Again, we duck down low in 1, and we come back up. It looks like we're right on him, so that's always good. It seems like I'm faster in 1 and 2 than he is, but he is a little bit faster in 3 and 4 than I am. So that's where the battle is kind of going on. So just trying to stay consistent again with the lines and try to keep this battle going as long as I can. So again, just kind of go right on the back side of him, and coming down in 3 and 4, And again, just trying to stay low. As you can see, it is starting to get a little bit rubbered up and black on the top side here, so just trying to stay where there's a little bit of side bite and a little bit more of not slickness. And so as you can see, the number 5 though is doing a very good job of keeping it consistent on the top side, and before you know it, he kind of blew away. So that was a good little battle we had going on there, but also remember that number in that car, because later on down in the race, we definitely have some interesting things that go on. So, you know, I try to get a little bit closer to him again, and we're doing that a little bit here and there. We're pulling him in, but then he's kind of going out. So it's that push and pull method, where it's, you know, definitely interesting, but just not close enough to get him on every single lap. So, like I said, just trying to stay consistent, trying to keep my car in one piece and not fall off the turns here, and just so I can save my car. But as you can see, the number 8 car is now alongside of me on the top side, and we're doing some battle here, but quickly I believe that he actually falls right off the backside of turn 3, and so that, you know, gives me some clearance to just kind of keep riding where I am. So again, that's a good example of trying to stay down low and just using that instead of running on the high side and, you know, going off the turn and losing everything. So yeah, that's kind of why I stay down low, and you can see later on in the race there's some different things that play out where I'm very happy to be down on the low side here. So I know that, you know, sometimes running on the high side looks cool, and, you know, it makes the driver look a little bit cooler than being on the down low. But at the same time, for right now, I'm just trying to stay consistent with what I got here and not doing a terrible job at it. So right now I am running in 5th, which is really good considering I did start in 7th. You know, we were up to 4th there pretty quickly, got passed by the number 5 car, and you know, back in 5th. So overall, I'm pretty happy right now. Just again, trying to stay pretty decent with the spot that I have. Nothing too crazy going on at this point in time. So just really trying to keep it consistent, and just trying to let the race kind of do its thing, and me just trying to stay a little bit consistent. So one of the interesting things that I've seen at this track too is that it seems like coming off of turn 4, if you stay on the high side, it gets pretty rough there, and it seems like a lot of cars have a problem trying to stay consistent there. Before you know it, they're in the fence there. So I try to stay just a little bit lower on the front stretch there, just to avoid a lot of the roughness there, and try to keep myself out of the front fence. So it seems like that's been working out pretty well for me this race as well too. Yeah, it's just an interesting track. Turns 1 and 2, as you can tell, are a little bit wider than turns 3 and 4. So going down low in turns 1 and 2, you make up some time on some guys that are running on the high side. But turns 3 and 4 is definitely a little bit sharper. So definitely on the top side, you can kind of keep your momentum up that way. And when you go down on the low side, you do lose a little bit of momentum. And so as you can see with that number 5 car, when we were battling there, it was kind of evident that, you know, he was making up some time on me in turns 3 and 4. So anyways, we're keeping on going here. As you can see, I've kind of caught back up to the number 5 car here. And from here on out, it's going to get a little bit interesting. So keep your eye on the number 5 car and the battle that I have with him. So again, he's doing a really good job of staying on that top side and staying consistent there, and I'm also doing a really good job of staying down low and staying consistent there. So just again, biding my time and just trying to make some things happen. So with that being said, we're just going to keep rolling with the flow and just seeing if I can't pull in the number 5 just a little bit more. So we don't have too many more laps to go. I believe we have 3 coming to the line right now, and should get pretty interesting here pretty fast. And so, you know, really trying to see if I can pull him in just a little bit more. I mean, we're right down to the very end here, so just trying to do my best to pull him in and see what I can do. And you know, it seems to be working a little bit. I'm definitely gaining just a little bit on him, and he's starting to go down low just a little bit possibly. And you know, he's starting to make that work a little bit too. But again, I'm catching him on the backside here. But here's where it gets interesting. I got a lapper coming up right here that really makes things interesting. So I try to go on the top side here, and it looks like I'm going to have to get forced to go on the top side here to avoid him. Number 5 slips up. I slip up just a little bit too to try to avoid him. And I'm like, oh great, this is that final lap and I'm done. Well, here's the fun thing. The lapper here actually, if you saw, pushes him right up, actually pulls him right off the track. So on the last turn, I come in and I take second right away from him. So that was quite a battle right at the end there. So So I ended up, believe it or not, actually getting second on the race, just due to other cars going off the back of the turns and stuff like that. So I went from 7th to 2nd. So that was a pretty crazy race. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Tune in next time and we'll have some more content for you. Have a great one.